I will show you the exact system that my clients and I are using to build elite social circles of attractive women and high value men. You have handled your career, you went to cool places, but your social life, you feel stuck. If that's you, this video is your wake up call. The One Social Life System. It's a 3-phase journey, 9 activation points, each one designed to build identity, status, and connection no matter where you live. Let me show you how it works. We have here 3 phases. Basically, you can call it chess. We have the beginning game, the mid game, and the end game. And each phase has 3 checkpoints or 3 activation points you need to go through in order to reach the next level. Imagine your favorite video game in the past. You always had to go to one checkpoint in order to level up, in order to go to the next stage, in order to something happen into the game. And that's exactly what I do in my system. So there are several checkpoints you need to go through. Phase number 1, it's all about from scattered to intentional, from invisible to self-direct. And the first activation point here is that you need to claim your social goals and identity. So let me actually mark this always. What we do here is pretty simple. Most men don't fail because they are lazy. They fail because they are unclear. If you don't know what kind of men you want to become socially, if you don't know what kind of environments you want to be in, you end up drifting, taking random actions, burning out, and wondering why nothing changes. In this first step, we define exactly what your dream life or dream social life looks like. We get crystal clear on who you are now versus who you are becoming, what your dating vision looks like, what kind of friends, collaborators, and mentors you want, and also important, which experiences and environments will move you forward fastest. Okay? From there, we map the path, your personal social game plan. This isn't a generic template. It's your blueprint for your city, your personality, and your goals. One quick example from one of my clients, we mapped out his exact venues, his weekly rhythm, and his first reconnection place. Once we built that map, he stopped guessing and started moving fast. What we then do is master social skills and internal confidence. That's a big one. It's really at the beginning, you need to get in the basis of communication, social skills, how to connect with people, how to connect with women, how to talk to other high value guys. So, and it's clear, confidence isn't a personality trait. It's trained presence. We don't teach fake charm or no manipulation. We train real reps, calibration, and grounded energy so you can walk into any room and feel certain you belong there. This phase is about building your communication muscles, how to start conversation naturally anywhere, how to hold presence without over talking, how to use energy and vibe to lead into actions, and last but not least, how to build comfort with attractive women and high value men without forcing it. I had one client, he was very, I would say, a perfectionist and wanted to do everything perfect. Once he dropped this perfectionism, practiced every day, and for the first time he felt actual freedom. In conversation, in socializing with other people, he didn't have to perform. He could just be himself and people responded. Then after this, we go into research. What I mean by that, researching hotspots and social environments. To meet the right people, you don't need more effort. You need better environments. If you are in the wrong places, you are invisible, no matter how good your skills are. And here we identify the exact places like gym, cafes, rooftops, co-working spots, events, lounges, where high-value people and attractive women already spend time. And more important, where the people hang out that you actually want to connect with. Then we lock in your rhythm, so you are not just appearing once and disappearing. You are showing up consistently, building familiarity, and letting people see you in different contexts. There's one specific effect that we use here that's called the mirror exposure effect. Google it. It's a very interesting concept of people to get to know you better while showing up. For one of my clients, to break it down, we chose around 4-5 recurring spots. It was a mix of gym, cafes, and social events. And within weeks, his network started building itself because he kept running into the same people. So when we end this phase here, the beginning game, I can promise you, here in this social skills, you will go over a lot of challenges. You need to consistently take action in order to learn. You need to connect with people, and especially also attractive women you want to connect with. Let's move on to the mid game. So phase number 2, the mid game. From random to strategic, from observer to relevant. And here we need to optimize your Instagram for social proof. So let's circle this in. Here you need to understand it's not about flexing. Instagram isn't about that. It's digital social proof. People will look after they meet you, and what they see can either raise your value instantly or make them forget you. And especially girls are very judgmental. When they look at your Instagram, they immediately will disqualify you if there is something they find very creepy or weird. We transform your Instagram into a silent magnet by making it reflect leadership, lifestyle, warmth, and approachability. And how we do that? We audit your current profile. There's something you need to improve. We will upgrade your bio and visuals to match your identity, help you post content that naturally attracts invites and interest. Also, here we remove anything that's incongruent with your new image, just alignment and credibility. One client example is here that we had to build up an Instagram from planned and forgettable to an authentic showcase of my client's life. It started doing half of the work for him when he connected with somebody. Girls, guys already felt like they knew him before the first conversation, just by connecting on Instagram. But also after he met these people, they then really got more connected into him by actually seeing on his page what he is about, what he has going on, and how he actually is living his life, his lifestyle, his social connections, and so on. Next point here, it's all about building your personal CRM, a CRM of women and high-value men. If you don't know what the CRM is, CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. Let's circle this in here too. We do it not in a business kind of sense, but for your personal life. Many guys have everything handled in their life, in their career, in their business. They know all about the customers, but in their social life, they don't know nothing about their connections. And that's what we're gonna resolve here by building a personal CRM. And most men treat their social life like a lottery. We treat it like a pipeline. In this step, you will track and organize a warm list of women you are interested in dating, high-value men you want to collaborate or connect with. And why we do this? Because your invites, collaborations, and opportunities should scale, not reset every weekend. With one of my clients, he filled his events from his CRM. He has like a big list of warm and cold contacts. He just could invite to events he's going to, events eventually he was organizing by himself. It's not always sending about cold DMs. It's a mix about sending cold and warm DMs in order to get people into your social life, social gatherings, whatever you have planned in your day-to-day. And this client I'm talking about, he already had a warm network of people who wanted to hear from him. And then it was at some point easy to get him out. Let's jump to the next point to hammer down, build weekly social momentum. Here, you don't need to be out every night. I can tell you this from the beginning. Let's also make a circle. All the skills you learned in phase number 1, with being more social, connecting with women, connecting with men. Here you need to build weekly social momentum. So you need to constantly train your skills, constantly improve and do the right steps. You cannot just start, do it for 2 or 3 weeks and then stop and say, oh, well, I have no time. So you really need to be consistent here. You don't need to be out every night. It's a way you need to integrate to keep pushing your social skills in your daily life. For example, you are on the way to the gym. you are in a supermarket. You have done your research right, and you have probably 2, 3, or 4 to 5 repeating environments that compound your presence and create familiarity. This is where we design a weekly rhythm that keeps you in people's awareness without burning out. Regular spots where you are a familiar face, key events that reinforce your leadership or positioning, and also consistent touch points that keep your network warm. For one of my clients, it was a lot the gym, his favorite cafe, and also some leadership events per week. That's all it took actually for the city to start working for him. And then the magic happens. People also invited him to new stuff, to something he could learn new about. Then these invites lead to other invites, other connections. And that's actually what we will create in this weekly momentum. Let's jump on to the end game phase. That's where it gets even more spicy. And the first thing we hear is we will talk about dating, execution, and calibration. You have done the work, learned the social skills, you're going to the right environment, you know how to talk to people, you build weekly momentum, you have your Instagram on point, and it will just naturally happen that attractive women you met will just be more interested in you, seeing your social media, you're doing cool stuff, you have a cool lifestyle, and then they suddenly want to meet you. But how do you actually then go into dating and date these amazing women and the contacts you made? And that's where it comes down to execute or have the right dating strategy. It's calm leadership, I call it. You will go from overthinking to leading logistics with clarity. From the first message to the actual date, we remove the performance pressure and teach you to set dates effortlessly through warm interactions, choose venues that naturally create connections, so polarity happens naturally. You will know exactly how to invite for a date, how to get the girls out to a date, how to behave on a date, and how to actually decide if something should happen during the date, after the date, or how to move on. Maybe it's just a friend, or maybe something romantic will happen. And many guys, especially also my clients, they used to overthink invites or dates. But now their energy and environment do the work. Women feel comfortable saying yes because they already know, like, and trust them. Next thing is we jump to build your inner circle. Deepen friendships. Circle that in. You don't need, I would say, 50 friends. You need key connectors. Maybe there are 3, maybe 5. But these key connectors are very important. We teach you here to deepen trust with the right people, create value so these people want to introduce you to others, and then build a tight inner circle. And many of my customers, they were focused on 3, 5 connectors, and suddenly the invites multiplied without doing any outreach. So magic will happen here. You will have the connectors, your friendships. People at some point can be also natural that they are just want to stay with you, and you will just find your tribe that you want to keep around all the time. Then last activation point. And that's the holy grail of everything. It's that you are able to host your own events or lead social gatherings. Events can mean a lot. Social gatherings, you are getting people out there where you are the leader, you are the organizer, you are the one that has everything under control. And this is the final switch. I call it the leadership move. When you host, you become the main point in the network. People orbit around you. Your status rises instantly because you are the reason everyone is in the same room. One of my clients, he organized things like rooftop events, art events, influence events, and we positioned him in a short period of time. From being the guest to leader, people saw him differently, and especially girls. That's a very strong attraction trigger. And people will see you as the guy who brings people together, and that just creates massive amount of attractions towards girls, but also other high value guys want to be in your circle, want to see what you are up to, want to be connected with you. And that's where the final magic will happen. You have the control of your complete social life. You are the leader, something that You are somebody that make things happen and don't wait for others. So to give a recap about the system, like in chess, the beginning game sets your position, the mid game builds your advantage, and the end game secures the win. Each activation point builds real momentum, and by the end, you are not chasing, you are attracting, you are leading, you are respected, you are remembered. And let's circle a little bit back to the beginning. There's one thing I want to show you as a bonus. And on this journey, we will talk also about the attraction triggers that you need to maximize in order to create social gravity, in order to be more attractive to female and bring in other people. And there are 12 attraction triggers I found out. I worked on myself during all these years of doing this, and also finding out while coaching others in order to what they need to work on to create the social gravity, in order to create attractiveness. There are certain points you need to focus on, you need to develop by yourself. That's a completely other video where we can go in detail after this. But here you can see them if I zoom them in. I don't want to read them all out to you because that's like some source that you don't get everywhere. So if you walk on all these points, there's no way that people will, first of all, ignore you, don't respect you, and don't want to be with you. It will be the opposite. People will just gravitate towards you. Now, let's go back here. If this spoke to you and you know you have outgrown your current social life, but you are done guessing and winging it alone, then what I also want to do is invite you to my free social audit. It's a one-on-one deep dive where we go over your current circle, dating patterns, city strategy, and social presence. We map out exactly what's working, what's missing, and what's possible using my one social life system. The link is in the description, and I can tell you spots are limited. I only do a few per week. But if you are serious, book it now and let's go over your situation and build your one social life.